Time for the 49ers Rush Podcast.
We got a long-timer, Curtis Robinson, linebacker, local California kid, born in NorCal, went to Southern California, back to Northern California, Stanford, and now he's with the 49ers. He comes in 68 on this list, and I'm just going to be honest, the previous episode, number 69, was Zeke Turner. We have back-to-back Pac-12 linebacker special teams political science majors. How cool is that? Do the 49ers have a type? I think they kind of do. Now, Curtis Robinson's been kind of all over the back end of this list. It's his third year on the countdown. In 2022, he came in at number 85, made the roster, made the initial 53 from 85, went straight to IR, and that was kind of the high point of his career. Last year was number 57. Didn't make the roster and, practice squad back and forth. Now 68. So he's kind of low point, high point, midpoint. That's where he is. Comes in at number 68 for us. The highest ranking he received out of the 4 ballots was number 60 on the roster for this year, and the lowest was number 79. So there's a spectrum here. There's no doubt about it. Now, he's changed his number. Last year was 59. This year, 36. Going with the old Barnacle number, but he's an interesting guy, and while I think he's in competition with Zeke Turner for that last kind of linebacker spot, special teamer, they're built completely different. 6'3", 235. Curtis Robinson has the size, athleticism advantage by a mile. 4.6 speed. He's 25 years old, 7-second 3-cone, 37.5-inch vertical, 22 bench press reps. The 49ers got a type, man. And he is an almost identical clone to Fred Warner physically. You put in their measurables on Mock Draftable, all the different testing, 98.6% match with Fred Warner. That's why they like him so much. That hyper-athletic, length, just size, speed specimen from the linebacker position. Now, he's entering into his 4th season out of Mater Dei High School down in Santa Ana, California. Born near San Francisco, moved down to Southern California for school, then goes to Stanford, political science, team captain, all that kind of stuff, 5-star recruit. He was a big-time player as far as, the rankings and all that kind of coming out of high school. This dude was top of the top. And really hasn't found his way in the NFL. I think he's going to get a couple more chances because the youth, the athletic profile is so extreme, the intelligence is so extreme, but NFL tape, it's not bad. I will say this, you look at what he's put on tape preseason, even the games he's been active during the NFL season, it's not bad tape. It's not bad tape. It's just not consistent tape. And there's just some flaws in his game where it's all right, you're a middle linebacker. It's probably what you're going to be. You should be able to filter through traffic a little bit better. And I think that's probably the number one red flag for Curtis Robinson. That's just man, what? This is what's missing. You can't sift through garbage to diagnose plays underneath. Misdirection gives him a problem. But it's man, the speed, the awareness, the intelligence is there. There's just an issue with the game. Coming out of high school, he was the 5th highest linebacker in the country, first team All-State, LA Times All-Area pick, goes to college, all Pac-12 selection in 2019. He comes from a family of athletes. His father played at Chapman University down in Southern California. That's my college. It's not. But when choosing a college, he chose Stanford. Academics were huge for him. He graduated high school with a 4.1 GPA. Goes to Stanford, team captain. Won the Jack Hudson Award for most aggressive player on the team. That shows on tape. Won the Al Masters Award at Stanford for highest award, campus athletics, leadership, and academics. I mean, he checks all the boxes. He looks how you want a linebacker to look. He thinks how you want a team captain to think. Just the film hasn't come across. You look at his PFF grades last year, 89.9 overall, 60 run defense, 76 coverage, but it was just wow, why is he all over the place? Well, he didn't play very much. He had 3 total defensive snaps. He had 54 total special team snaps. The Broncos are the one that found him first. They picked him up as an undrafted free agent in 2021. He was with them for a year. They let him go. 49ers grabbed him. Really haven't let him go since. And it's just he's got to put it together. You know, his stats not great. 9 tackles, 1 quarterback hit. Last season had 3 tackles. He's got to kind of figure this out. You look at the contracts, not great. He got a 1-year, $1.05 million deal, 0 guaranteed. They can move on free. And they're kind of basically saying, dude, we got you pigeonholed as a practice squad guy. You got to put some good tape on there. You got to do something. Only $1.3 million career earnings. Not great. As somebody that's just been practice squad, he has not been able to cash in yet. If he can make an active roster, he's going to get paid. It just hasn't happened yet in his career. He's been activated in 12 games. You know, whenever I did my film analysis, athleticism's off the charts and it shows. Play in, play out. Tackling machine in college, led Stanford in tackles, averaged 8 tackles a game, incredible, but struggles through traffic, just doesn't have a feel for sifting. It's just not there. Decent in coverage, athleticism shows, needs to develop a better feel for the game, instincts lacking, smart as hell, works really, really hard. That's what the tape shows. Now, what does 2024 have in store for him? It's pretty dang hard to find a role. You know, the Niners went out, added 2 linebackers last year that they liked, and D. Winters and Jalen Graham. They go draft another guy this year, Tatum Bethune, out of Florida State, and it's like, man, they've drafted those guys since you were on the team. So is the upside there with those young pups? I don't think so. Is the special teams quality there like it is with a Zeke Turner? I don't think so. But if you had to have a Mike linebacker and your choices were Zeke Turner, Tatum Bethune, Jalen Graham, D. Winters, I think Johnny Holland would say, I'll take Curtis Robinson. He's been in the system longer. He fits the profile we want. Yeah, we want Jalen Graham to be that guy, but the consistency's not there. And so that's the competition. It's Curtis Robinson versus Tatum Bethune versus Jalen Graham. Which one of those guys? Do you value special teams? Do you value, positional versatility? Or what is it that you want? Because the 49ers keep 5 to 6, right? Linebackers, the locks. Fred Warner's a lock. Devondre Campbell's a lock. DFF's a lock. Entire salary's guaranteed. And Drake Greenlaw. But Drake Greenlaw won't count against the 49ers 53. He's going to be on the PUP. So that's 3 guys. D. Winters is 4. Who's that 5th or 6th linebacker, especially with the thing on special teams? Jalen Graham, Zeke Turner. That's kind of my bet. So can Curtis Robinson beat out the rookie Tatum Bethune? That's for the practice squad spot, I think. Or beat out Zeke or Jalen Graham to make the 53. I think it's a little bit of an uphill battle for him. But if he can put up some good tape, I think you could catch on somewhere else. I think practice squad's a for real possibility. The Niners like him. He's a local kid. Makes sense. I think he's going to play in a 49ers game this year again, just like he did last year and the year before. The only issue is I don't think that's what he wants. And I don't think that's what the 49ers want for him either. And maybe a change of scenery would be good, but Curtis Robinson's got to prove something. Something's got to come. Like, you can't just be this guy that gets activated once or twice a year. That's not going to do it. That's not his goal. The ceiling, the peak is there. Remember, the number 5 linebacker coming out of high school in the country. Now you're fighting for the number 5, 6, 7 spot on a practice squad. I hope he puts it together because he's just so stinking smart. The physical specimen, all those things we outlined. It's just, man, there's just something missing. It shows how hard it is to be in the NFL. There's no such thing as a sure thing. No matter how smart, how big, how fast you are, football's different. And Curtis Robinson hasn't been able to put it together or stay healthy. 2022 might have been his chance. He got hurt. I hope he can put it together this year. Fun player, local kid, smart as hell. And it's easy to root for, but come on, Curtis. You got to show it. Don't leave it out. Like, you got to show us something. And this is the year. If you want to be a part of this team, I'm excited about it, man. It's going to be fun. Watch the number 36, the linebacker, run around during preseason and training camp. So hopefully he can put it together.